In Search of Light. When had the drizzle started, this was a point I could not pin. I guess it must have started slowly as the background fog crept in. It seemed I'd noticed all at once that clouds covered the sky, but a fading memory still remained of the earth still glad and dry. A stone's throw from my home I stood, paralyzed by cold and fear, body drenched by familiar ice-cold rains. How many times I'd been here, and calling from the shadows, full of arrogance and pride, "Can't you see what I already know? That there's nothing worth seeing outside." So many times already I'd stood alone here in the rain, and seeing naught but storm-filled skies, allowed myself to be called back in again. The voice rang out, "There's nothing there." But how could he possibly know? He'd never been out exploring these lands, and his ignorance was beginning to show. And the billowing black of clouds closing in weighed down on me like lead. The choice to turn from the storm once more, or risk all for unknown lands ahead. And I looked over my shoulder as I'd done before, but this time all I saw was that my usual shelter from the storm was poorly built and made from straw. Though I hadn't the strength to walk on alone, that I had and would was what I said, and defiantly looking forward I took those first few steps ahead. Well, I heard that door behind me click shut, and once a hiding spot was found, in ecstasy of victory, I fell, in agony, to the ground. I crawled on in order not to drown, but only in circles, round and round, and though I was lost, what I soon found was an abandoned umbrella in the mud on the ground. My new best friend, he lent to me, the strength of will and helping hand I needed as my boots sank deeper, seeking the resistance needed to stand. Now walking, my friend, I hoisted quickly high above my head, though a drop or two of dirty water fell on me instead. And when the straw shelter had faded from both memory and view, and we'd left the storm behind, it was clear what I needed to do. So I put the umbrella down with care and thanked it for its time, but carrying it was no longer worth the intermittent drops of grime. So I'm sometimes with friends, and sometimes alone, and the weather still changes day by day. Though I still sometimes crawl, there are times when I run, and I know how to find the way. It's through the painful loneliness, the lonely painfulness, in that place just escaping your sight. There lies the path that will take you on, ever in search of light.